Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your pan-africanist podcast. Enjoy. Since 2007, the racist Cape Independence Party has been planting an evil seed of apartheid in the minds of the people that live in the Western Cape, that the Western Cape should break out of South Africa and be its own country. Why are we even entertaining such thoughts? In this video, we're going to discuss all of this nonsense of Western Cape independence and break it down so that you could understand it much better.
Something that we at the Cape Independence Party have been pushing for 14 years now, since 2007. And we believe it's an idea whose time has come. You know, I think people saw the riots up in KwaZulu-Natal a few weeks ago, and the government's complete inability to prevent this type of violence from being spilled out onto the streets and on South African citizens. And I think the people of the Western Cape, they don't want that type of chaos here in the Cape. And we believe that the way we can put an end to this failing centralized government is to take back political and economic control over our own affairs and to declare the Western Cape an independent country.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I am your host, King 053, Mr. Easy, Imali, Enengi. And we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we go to the Western Cape. My last video, I said to you guys, do you want me to break down this Cape independence nonsense? If you want me to break it down, type King Do It on the comment section. And you guys type the King Do It on the comment section. And that's why we are here. As a Pan-Africanist movement, we have to make sure that we constantly educate ourselves and educate the people around us on all the threats that come to try to divide us as Africans and try to divide our land even further. Now, the Western Cape, or let's call it the Cape Independence Party in 2007, as when Thabo Mbeki was still the president, have planted the idea that they want to break out of South Africa and form its own colony or its own small little country. I wonder, in that small little country, is Robben Island going to be part of them also? The reason why white people are doing this is because they can see that in South Africa and in most parts of Africa, white Dutch people, these are not Africans, the Dutch and the British people, they know they will forever be in the minority. When it comes to election that counts for one head, one vote. They will never beat Africans when it comes to the voting system, what we call democracy. So their best form of attack was to try to divide and conquer, win some blacks and win some colored people into your political party so that you can convince them that you are the one that can govern better than the ANC. Yes, the ANC did help them in a way, because in the quest of service delivery to its people, the ANC had ups and downs. But when we calculated what it has done for 30 years, you know, we can give the ANC a good 5 out of 10. It was not all bad. The Mpumalanga received the university. Northern Cape received the university. We can go on, and most of these progressive things that happened in the term of Jacob Zuma. But before even Jacob Zuma was a president in 2007, the Cape Independence Party said, no, we cannot beat these black people in a vote. So let's govern Cape Town, not Western Cape. Let's govern Cape Town good and try to convince the rest of the country that Western Cape is governed good, and of which we know it's not the state. Crime in the Western Cape is at an all-time high. They are failing to deliver basic service deliverance to the colored people and the black people. We'll speak about colored people a little bit more. Now, I want to play a small video from the referendum party, of which they are also one of the pioneers and advocates for Western Cape breaking out of South Africa to be a separate country. We can't, my Pan-African brothers and sisters, we can't allow this nonsense. I'm going to speak about why the government is slow to react, why even courts are entertaining this type of nonsense when our constitution is clear into the powers that is divided from national down to provincial structures and all that. Let's listen quickly to what this referendum party are saying.
And if voting for the ANC isn't going to deliver the future of our dreams, and voting for the DA isn't going to deliver the future of our dreams, then what is? Who is? And the answer is you. You've got to deliver the future of the dreams. It isn't going to be us. It isn't going to be any political party. It has to be the people of the Western Cape deciding that they've had enough, that we're not going to carry on with this system of government. We can change that future for ourselves, but only if we're willing to stand up and to do it. And interesting, I'll come back to this later. I don't know when you, perhaps some of you follow PETA, the law professor, who obviously absolutely despises Cape independence and has far too much to say on the subject, most of it quite uninformed. But he said on the radio recently, the only way you'll get Cape independence is with a revolution. Well, he's right. The only way we're going to get Cape independence is with a revolution. What's a revolution? The people of the Western Cape voting to leave South Africa. That's a revolution. It's a peaceful revolution. It's a democratic revolution, but it's a revolution. It's us revolting against the government, revolting against the system. We don't have to have a bloody and violent revolution. We've got the right to have a referendum in our constitution. So we need a revolution. And where does the revolution start? It doesn't start with a political party. It starts with the people. We have to start that revolution.
The main thing about this referendum racist party is they don't want to vote to leave South Africa. They want to vote to leave the black government. Oh my goodness. The nerve of these people in our land. We have given these people too much freedom to the point where they think that our land is their land. The problem that we had is that thing that Shaka Zulu pointed out. He said to the white colonizers, you came here via a ship and you landed here in South Africa, in what you call the coastal areas. And now you are no longer living our beautiful land because it has everything you have ever dreamed of, that the Netherlands does not have, that the Dutch does not have, that the UK does not have. We are blessed in abundance when it comes to minerals. Our soil is rich. Our people are kind. South Africa had no prison. South Africa had no hospitals. South Africa had no formal educational schools. We transferred knowledge from one tribe to one tribe, from the elders to the juniors, to the youngs, to everything. We knew who to consult when we were sick. We knew how to resolve conflict management. Our sisters hanged their natural beautiful melons and walked around with their God-given assets, and there was no problem with rape. Our people had self-control until these colonizers came, raped our sisters, and formed this other race. You know them. So now they want to leave us because they don't see us as credible leaders to lead them. The Dutch people, the Afrikaners, the people that we call the Boers, will never see black South Africans as their equal. Never. Yes, there are, of course, isolated cases where you find a Carl Neans or whatever the case can be. Even where we work, you do find some what you call cases, exceptional cases, to say, okay, but this is a unique case. This person really, they are not like the other people. Unique. But in groups, in organized groups, you won't find it. You won't find a group of organized white people advocating for the rights of the indigenous people. You won't. You can go wherever you want to go on earth. You will never find white people advocating for the rights of the minority. Never. Pure example is what the DA is doing with Palestine and Israel, ordering people to remove the Palestine flag, firing and releasing its members because of their support to Palestine and everything, because they believe apartheid is a good system. Now, explaining this Cape colony or Cape independence story, I found a clip that explained it nicely. The hilariousness on this video, the amount of disrespect to the indigenous people, the amount of ignorance on this video I'm about to play, you guys are not going to believe it. I'm going to play some other sentences once or twice so that you can just hear what is happening. We are going, according to them, back to 1910. Just listen to this. Listen to this.
Cape Independence explained in just 2 minutes. In 1910, the British and the Boers agreed to merge 4 countries and create South Africa. In 1910, the British and the Boers agreed to merge 4 countries and create South Africa. The British and the Boers agreed. The British and the Boers agreed. In 1910, the British and the Boers agreed to merge 4 countries and create South Africa. They made Pretoria the capital, and they made sure that they owned most of the land. This wasn't a very fair system, and in 1994 a new democratic South Africa was born. It was still governed by Pretoria, but it now had 9 provinces. But ideologically it was split into 2. One part of the country, which we are going to call Azania, wanted to be governed by African nationalists and socialists. The other part, which we are going to call the Cape, wanted non-racialism and a market economy. Because Azania had more voters than the Cape, Azania always got what Azania wanted, and the Cape never got what the Cape wanted. Most Azanians wanted to be governed by the Green Party, but the Green Party became racist and corrupt. The economy stagnated, unemployment skyrocketed, and the Green Party started to discriminate against Capians. Democracy didn't work for Capians, and they had no way to ever vote the Green Party out. So instead, many Capians decided that the Cape should become a separate country. Azania should be governed by the Azanians, and the Cape should be governed by the Capians. Some other people claimed that South Africa could still be saved, and they thought that the Blue Party would come to the rescue. Initially, the Blue Party did quite well, but it was soon obvious that the Blue Party could never save South Africa. Then came the Red Party. They thought Azanians weren't being racist enough towards Capians, and they started to do quite well, but not that well. So in the end, nobody won except the Green Party, who got very rich whilst everybody else remained very poor, which is why even more people started to think that Cape independence was such a good idea.
When you guys give me an assignment and you say, King, do something, I do it. That's what I do. I live for you guys. You guys are the heartbeat of the channel. And what you guys want me to break down, we break down. Now, the sad thing about the video I just played for you is that they are starting at 1910, as if our country and our land started at 1910. Before 1910, we had the lands, the Zulu land, the Khoisan land, the Nama land. We had the Tswana land, the Basotho land, the Ndebele land, the Tsonga and the Venda, and the Pedi land. Everywhere we knew which king ruled over which part of the country. There wasn't any physical borders. Even going from the Venda and the Pedi land to the Shona land, there was no physical borders. Africans had that respect for kingdomship. And I am heartbroken that our African brothers and sisters, most of you will say, you know what, I love Julius Malema, but this thing of open borders, I don't understand. It's because the colonizers, they have managed to poison you to think that you need division in order to prosper as an African brother. We were never like that. We were never like that. I hope you guys are also excited about PETA. PETA, what is PETA? PETA is the school that we are opening, the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. PETA, tell me if you love the name. Sorry for going off ramp there. So they are saying, listen to that video. They are saying the British and the Boers divided our country into 4 provinces. The British and the Boer. The British and the Boer divided our country into 4 provinces. The amount of this, if I'm a black person and I'm listening to this nonsense, if I'm a colored person, of which you are black colored people, can we stop this ignorance in 2024? Colored people, can we get rid of Afrikaans and adopt one African language as our own language? Colored people, can we wake up? Colored people, can we realize that we are not white? Colored people, can we realize that we are not Afrikaner? Colored people, can we go back to our Xhosa roots, our Khoisan roots, our Nama roots? Colored people, I'm pleading with you to come back to your African roots. I'm pleading with you. White people will never accept you as their own. You can try to think that you are different from Africans, but you are not different. You are Africans. Sorry, again, going off the Antonio. These people can see that democracy is not working for them. So the Boers and the British and the Boers divided the countries. But when we came to the dawn of democracy in 1994, then we had 9 countries, 9 provinces. Personally, I do think we can cut the provinces down, but I don't see a major problem if we don't. Understand? Northern Cape as a province has got less than 3 million people. That is not good compared to other provinces. Understand? For me, instead of cutting provinces, I will make, if we had to cut provinces, I'll make Northern Cape and Namibia one province, because Namibia also has got like 2 point something million people. So 4 million people is nothing for that big land. I think it will be developed better if we open that border completely of Namibia and South Africa. I strongly believe that. And I think also Botswana can open its borders and absorb Northwest province. That province can be so much bigger and it could benefit the people of Northwest so much. Needless to say that Lesotho need to gulf in the Free State. The Free State needs to take Lesotho, or Lesotho needs to take the Free State. Either way, doesn't matter. That can be one province. You understand what I'm saying? Mpumalanga will obviously then take Swaziland or KZN, either of the two. South Africans don't understand what these white people are saying. I'm going to get into my conclusion now. You don't understand what these white people are saying. They will always come with strategies that try to divide us as South Africans. And some of us who are woke or who are seeking towards the wokeness culture of pan-Africanism, we need to look at things differently. We need to understand why is it that our courts are even entertaining such things when the constitution is clear about the distribution of powers from national to provincial. Why is it that the president of the country does not speak, in a high, in a high, like telling these people that I don't want to see you saying things like this anymore. If we hear you trying to push for Cape independence, we're going to create a a law in parliament that if you try to divide South Africa, it's a crime and we're going to arrest you. The same thing that Uganda did with the LGBTQ movement. Say, not in our country. You can play all those games in America, but not in our country. Here we don't condone any extra rights for people. Everyone is a human. You've got what we call human rights. You don't need LGBTQ rights. And I agreed with that. I said, let people, their sexual orientation, whatever they choose to do, is their business. Don't bring that to school. Don't bring that to school. Don't try to educate other people. People who are gay will find other gays. Don't worry about them finding each other. They will find each other. You understand? But trying to penetrate the African culture with this type of things that it's not African is a problem. I don't advocate for gay people getting arrested and beaten up to the point of even having a death sentence for it. No, leave those people alone. But nobody must get special rights. Now, these white people, they want special rights for Western Cape. And once they obtain that special right, they will then, because the colored people are in the majority of Western Cape, followed by the blacks and the white people, they will then start discriminating against black people. Because colored people, they will gladly identify as Afrikaner, of which they are not. Yes, it can be their mother tongue language or whatever, but they are not. These people have stolen everything from us, my African brothers and sisters. They have stolen our culture, our religion. They continue to steal our minerals. They continue to steal everything that has to do with us identifying as Africans. There was an instance where Dricus du Plessis was identified as the fourth African to win a UFC title. Dricus du Plessis is not African. He's South African, yes, but he's not African. He's Dutch. He's European and must identify as European. People got angry when I said that. People got angry when I said, where was this rugby uniting South Africans when in the 1988, where a stadium was filled with only white people, when white people had power, they never saw a need to share that rugby stadium with black people. But today, black people are happy to wait 4 years to unite South Africa through rugby. Pure rubbish. Pure nonsense. As pan-Africanists, we speak hard against such ignorance from our people. To say, wake up. What will unite us is us. Not other, we don't need other people to tell us to unite, or we don't need a sport to tell us to unite. Ubuntu must be carried throughout every African's heart. When you see an African brother from Angola, from Tunisia, from wherever you see an African brother, you know that this is one of my own. The Cape Colony, Cape Independence nonsense are trying to steal a piece of land that belongs to Africans. They are trying. I know they won't succeed, but you'll never know. With the ANC, you'll never know. They might just entertain this rubbish in court. You'll never know. Because Jacob Zuma came out, spoke against it. Vuyo from ATM came out and spoke against it. You don't need, the ANC is speaking against it. But for me, as the leading political party, the ruling political party, they should aggressively attack any idea of Cape independence. and say we don't want to hear the story, it will never happen in South Africa, forget about it. It's not going to happen. So I hope I explained it a little bit better. You guys got an idea what this thing of Cape independence is. It's just white people knowing that they cannot beat us in votes. In fact, they can see that they are even losing power in the Western Cape. They are losing power to the colored parties like your Patriotic Alliance. They are losing power to the ANC, and they're no longer as strong as they are in the beginning. Because why? The people are slowly waking up to the DA government. They can see it's a racist government. So that's what I wanted to say about this Cape independence. If you guys want part 2 or whatever, you know what to do. We've got a sponsor by the name of Ace Fighting Championship, who are hosting an event next week, the 10th of February. Now, this is an MMA organization that promotes professional fighting in an MMA world. The fastest growing MMA company in Africa is Ace Professional Championships. So if you guys are into those type of things, you know what to do. You need to go there on their Instagram. You need to go there on their Facebook. You need to follow them everywhere so that you can purchase your tickets. The event will be hosted in the EFC headquarters in Johannesburg. So you need to tune in, guys. They are sponsoring the channel. They are helping us. We've got now 3 sponsors as a channel. Very proud to say that. If you also want to partner with the channel, the email is there. Please email us. Feel free. If you want to partner with the channel also when it comes to PETA Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. PETA. If you want to be settled that way, you know what to do. The email is there. You've got some word of encouragement. You've got some advice you want to give. You want to know what type of contribution you can have on the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. If you want to know more about that, please touch me there. But slowly but surely we'll be revealing the branding of the school and everything. We do have a small team that is starting to build up, and we're trying to build this thing as slow as possible and doing it the right way. Because if we don't do anything, our children will ask us, what did your generation do in order to advance the African agenda? What did your generation? Our generation, unfortunately, is known for amapiano, dancing, drinking, and all of that. And in this channel, as a Pan-Africanist channel, we are saying no to all that nonsense. We're saying, yes, we can have fun. Yes, we can have whatever we want to do, but we need to have a political agenda as a generation. The previous generations did what they could do to get us where we are today. So we need to do what we need to do to put the coming generation on a better footing. And the best way I can think of is forming an educational system that will teach our children the right things, the right way to survive. From high school, the right way. A child must come out of high school knowing how to farm, knowing how to attack the economy, knowing how to analyze the financial indicators, knowing all of these things, knowing martial arts, knowing being military trained. You understand what I'm saying? Understanding agriculture and everything. So that is what we want to do. And of course, technology rules the world. We need our children to understand and move with the times when it comes to technology, forming our own YouTube channels, forming our own devices, our own TVs, our own everything in Africa. We need to build those things. And that's why PETA is coming in. Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. So that's what we're doing. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. And after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.
In a celebration of mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the Ace Fighting Championship brings you a thrilling event on the 10th of February in Johannesburg, South Africa. Experience the intensity live at the EFC Performance Institute. Secure your tickets now on Howler and Ace Tickets for an unforgettable night of combat sports excellence.